Good morning, everyone, and happy Tuesday. I'm here for a brief video to talk about all the lessons that animals have taught me, or Kaya has taught me, just because sometimes they need a little extra appreciation, and this week is Pet Appreciation Week. So I thought I might talk about how important it is to have a pet, and if you want your kids to learn certain responsibilities, then pets are a good way to go. Some of them are silly, but hi Petra. Some of the reasons are silly and the lessons are silly, but it's still something that you learn, right? The first is that there's nothing that animal cuddle can't fix. Because if you're upset about something, or you just lost your job, or you broke up with somebody, that an animal cuddle makes you feel so much better because it releases endorphins and makes you feel good and gives you that strength to attack the problem from a different perspective and get over it. So I know a lot of times after my car accident, Kaya was there. She would not leave my side. She followed me into the bathroom when I had showers, and her companionship meant a lot to me during that time. The second is take a breath and be silly sometimes, because we take our lives very seriously, and a lot of times our bodies are so stressed out that we need to just breathe for a minute and do something that makes you laugh. With Kaya, usually I chase her around the backyard if I'm feeling stressed out, or we go out for a walk or something like that. Or we play with her ball and I chase her around. But it's a good way to separate the two and have kind of an outlet for something like that. So a lot of times people who play sports, that can be an outlet too. But if it's a competitive sport or a team sport, then sometimes it gets taken really seriously and some of the fun can be sucked out that way. The third is show people how excited you are to see them. Because when I get home from a trip, I have to kneel on the ground and brace myself for Kaya to see me, because she's just so excited to see me. Even if it's been 2 days, she's very excited. And a lot of times we don't show the people around us how lucky we are to be around them and how grateful we are that they're spending time with us. So if your parent gets back from a trip, or your kid, do something to acknowledge that you realize how special it is that they are there. 4, exercise is important. And this one seems pretty obvious, but when I was first looking at dog breeds to get, I worked at doggy daycare, and I was looking at all the dogs, looking at temperament, things like that. And the 2 Aussies at the daycare at the time were very energetic, more than I was, that's for sure. But I wanted a dog that would get me outside and get me to explore new areas, go for walks in the forest, teach me new skills. I want to teach her agility at some point, but just to get out there and be active. And I wanted a dog that was more active than me so that she would coax me out to do those things. But they do need exercise every day, so even if you can't walk them every day for whatever reason, try and find a way to get some exercise in there, because it is really important for them. Self-care and grooming is very necessary. A lot of animals have skin conditions or nail problems because they're not groomed and their nails aren't clipped regularly, and that can actually cause a lot of health issues. And the same with us. If we don't trim our fingernails and toenails, we can have a lot of not so pleasant issues. A lot of times we spend more time looking after other people than we do looking after ourselves, and that's something that has to change, because you are the most important thing. And you always have to look after yourself. So spending the time to look after yourself is, you can't put a number on how important that is for your mental health and your physical health, because it makes you feel good. It gives you confidence. It's extremely necessary. So please do remember, if you have a 5-minute break, do something for you. I don't know, braid your hair or cut your nails or whatever you feel like you need to do. Number 6, unconditional love is deserved by everyone. Now, a lot of people say, well, it's not for everybody, but we are all the same, and everybody deserves to have that feeling of no matter what they do, someone will be there in their corner for them. And that's a really good feeling. I know that without Kaya here, she's actually sleeping. It just doesn't feel the same. And I know that if I'm feeling sick, she will be there and she makes me feel better. And it's nice to have that company, to know that she's there even if everybody else in the house is gone. It's nice to know that she's always there. Number 7, sometimes it's okay to scratch the itch. And I know that might sound a little weird, but for some people, if they have a bad habit or something they like to do that maybe isn't the best thing for them, it's okay to do it once in a while. You don't have to be perfect, and you don't have to punish yourself if you do end up doing that thing more than you would like. So my vice for the longest time was junk food, and I've been much better with it lately. But once in a while, I do get the craving, and I eat cake or potato chips or something like that. And I used to feel guilty about that. But now I realize that in moderation, it's okay. It's not a dangerous substance in small quantities, and that using food as a reward is not the best idea all of the time, but on occasion, and on special occasions, it is okay. I have to go to a wedding on Saturday for one of my cousins, and I'm sure there will be cake there, and I'm not going to punish myself for eating that cake because it's a celebration, and it's not like I go out and eat cake every day. But just don't punish yourself if you slip up, because sometimes the itch just has to be scratched. Unless it's a dangerous substance, you still have to have that in moderation, but just don't make yourself feel bad about it. Number 8, your poop tells you a lot about your health, and having a dog with digestive issues has definitely proven that to me. She came from a lady. She was being given not so great kibble at the time, and by the time I got her, she already had some digestive issues. Now she has probiotics in her food regularly. She has canned pumpkin to help solidify. She is on raw food, but I know when her stomach's upset because her poop is off. She doesn't want to eat her food, and she's very lethargic. And by changing what I put in her bowl, it changes what her poop looks like. And that makes sense, obviously. You are what you eat. But I can tell that she's not feeling well by looking at it. And that may sound gross, but ultimately her health is very, very important to me. And I'm responsible for looking after her health. And if she needs to go to the vet, I'll take her to the vet. But she's had parasites a few times, and I know how to look after that. So it's just something you need to stay on top of. Once in a while, even if it's gross, just look at it, because you can tell how your pet's feeling by looking at it. Number 9, sunshine is good for the soul. Taking the time every day to do something for you and get outside is invaluable. You cannot even explain how important that is for you and your health. Getting outside, even if it's just for a 10-minute walk, even if it's to the mailbox and back, you need to get outside. And if you're an indoor person, that's totally fine, but get a covered patio in the back and sit there. But fresh air and being outside is, you just can't explain how important that is to people. Most people know. The last one is don't forget to hydrate. Because a lot of people drink coffee most of the day or don't drink water at all. I've actually met a few people. And I said, well, water is probably 95% of what I drink. The occasional smoothie or green tea or something like that, or beer, but water makes me feel good. It makes my skin healthy. It makes my system flow smoothly. All my limbs are nice and limber. But hydrating, water is, 80% of your body. So if you don't drink enough of it, you're not going to feel your best self. So I know a lot of times if it's hot outside, I have to bring extra water to make sure that Kaya has enough. But I will never stop carrying that bowl and that water, even if I have to wear a fanny pack for it, because I want her to stay hydrated. And sometimes she does drink from streams or things, but I always watch her poop after to see if it's upset her stomach. But if you have any other lessons that your pet has taught you, feel free to comment. Those are just some of the ones that I've learned over the years. But they're just, animals are so amazing, and I can't even remember what my life was like before I got her, because I wasn't the same person then. So it's something to think about. I hope you have a lovely rest of your Tuesday, and I will see you next Tuesday. And I'm not missing a live video this month, although I am away, because it's from a Wednesday to a Monday. So I'm actually not. I'll be here for 2 Tuesdays, but the video may be shorter when I get back, so I won't have a lot of time. And yes, putting out water for birds is a fabulous idea. I think we have 2 or 3 bird baths here, but a lot of times I even catch the squirrels drinking out of Kaya's water. We got one of the big, or little horse tubs that they use for food, and Kaya drinks out of that. But the squirrels tend to like her water bowl. I will see you next Tuesday.